More on the war between Russia and Ukraine, Global Affairs Analyst Kunle Falowo joins me virtually from Indianapolis in the United States of America. Thank you so much for joining us at this point. Now, President Zelensky, in the report we just heard, said something like, the world wants peace, Ukraine wants peace, but Russia wants war. It seems like Russia is all alone in this war. Do you believe so? What's your take on that?
Yes, thanks for having me. Let's go back to the UN summit happening in New York. Apparently, world leaders have converged and talking about issues affecting the entire world, and of course, Russia and Ukraine will always be a topical issue, and that's what they're talking about. The world over, the global community, of course, we want peace, and every government and every leadership is advocating for peace and unity and oneness in the era of globalization because a country cannot operate in the era of war and chaos. Everybody needs peace. However, countries like Russia, who wants to claim other territories that they feel they're not alone. There's some other countries that feel like they're entitled to some other countries. Take for instance, China and the little countries, say Taiwan, for instance. China feel like he owns Taiwan, and there are in support of the invasion going on in Russia,
Mm.
and that just tells you that even in as much as the entire world is advocating for peace, there are still some countries that are in support of what Russia is doing in Ukraine.
Yes, it seems so. But looking at what the government is doing, the government of Vladimir Putin, there are reports that he's going to be mobilizing people for this war. That's a partial mobilization for this war against Ukraine. In that sense, what's your thoughts? Do you believe that he's already down and out?
Well, we're not gonna just set aside the power and the capabilities of Russia. Russia is a big country with potential. They're not poor. They're not a third world country. It's a very big country with so many oil and natural resources.
Mm.
Having said that, it shows you the dynamics of the war. Like I said before, when Russia came into this war, they felt like they were going to take over the entire Ukraine in a speed of time, and unfortunately, it wasn't the case. And coupled with the fact of the counteroffensive of the Ukrainian military people, it has caught the Russians unaware, and they've lost a lot of people, and hence the need to get more people, more fighters to the battleground, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. My permutation for this war will be uh, Mr. Putin will probably want to keep on fighting till the winter season, where everything is pretty cold and will further exacerbate the intensity of the war. Don't forget that Russia as a country has about, like you rightly said, wants to get like 300,000 more people to come and join the war. They're also offering 240,000 rupees, approximately 4,300, $4,300 a month, and they're going as far as going to the private prisons and prisoners to come and join in the war against Ukraine.
Mm.
And also, as part of this uh, uh, ongoing onslaught or ongoing, war going on, it's unfortunate also that the Russian president, in his recent address, uh, categorized the invasion of Russia as a military exercise, awesome form, failing to actually characterize the Russian Ukraine war as an actual war. It's a good pointer that the entire Russians are not in support
Yeah.
of the the Ukrainian invasion. Hence,
Okay.
we saw the protest in in St. Petersburg and Moscow.
Okay, so looking at this now, police have cracked down on demonstrators recently as they attempted to contain a crowd chanting no mobilization in Moscow. Now, how do you see the government's action on these sets of people who are against the war and the reservist mobilization plan of Putin?
Well, Putin and his monarchies and his oligarchs are very predictable when it comes to dissidents and demonstrators and protesters and anybody or anyone who lies about the decision of the government of Putin. So as expected, he had already told his populace that they stand to be incarcerated for nothing less than 15 years if they engage in such act and manner. So will they carry out the 15-year jail sentence, a jail term for demonstrators? And some of those demonstrators are just students of universities in Russia. So by and large, there will be a great crackdown on those demonstrators, and we're very in the know that they will be incarcerated or dealt with severely by the Russian government.
All right, Kunle Falowo, Global Affairs Analyst, thank you so much for talking to us on the developments in Russia, the war between Russia and Ukraine. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.